starting back in the late 1970s with Dale's NIMH-funded National Mental Health Skills Training Program for hospice workers, a first in the nation, to his role as senior editor of Finding Our Way, Living and Dying in America series that reached over 7 million Americans, to his leadership in national conferences on hospice volunteerism, and over 3 decades of teaching courses on death and dying at Santa Clara University. Dale is eminently qualified for this award. Sorry to not be delivering this in person as I'm out of the country. I want to congratulate Dr. Larson on this well-deserved award. Please join me in honoring him for his outstanding accomplishments in death education.
I'm pretty overwhelmed, I have to say. This is so wonderful. But I want to say it's such an honor to receive this from an organization and colleagues that I have so much deep respect and caring for. You know, I'm a member of APA and spend a lot of time there. This is my tribe, if you will. This is where I really belong. And these are the people who have influenced me the most. And I just want to say a couple of words. You know, I'm in the second generation in our field. And, you know, I was just so fortunate to be there somewhat at the beginning when that great generation was happening. And I was undergraduate at the University of Chicago in '68, and I was working my way through college, and I'd walk down the hall in Billings Hospital and see a seminar on death and dying with Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, and I would peer into the window and see Elizabeth sitting with the doctors and the patients. And little did I know how all this would unfold. But that started to direct me in a certain way. And then I was so fortunate to be around all of those folks who were the real pioneers. I was, you know, able to be at St. Christopher's and see Dame Cicely putting little push pins in her map, which I'm sure many of you experienced, when a new hospice program would start up. She would run over to the board and say, "That's another program," and be excited. And then Dick Kalish, you know, taught me about the horse on the table, and Bill Lammers taught me a lot, but he taught me about fishing also, so I learned how to fish. Dick Lazarus, who wasn't ostensibly in our field, but he was in our field and taught me about stress and coping, was a major figure for me. But then we have our generation, my generation, the Chuck Core and Terry Rando, and the list is endless. Bill Warden, Bob Niemeyer, Steve Connor, Ken Doka. I just wrote down a few. Harold Winnecower and Patty Annawalt and Marcia Latanzi Licht, all Ben Wolf and all of us who have really been Tom ADEC and Betty Davies. That's our generation. That's my group. And I guess I just want to put out a call to the next generation. Now, I don't think we're finished yet, my generation. You know, if Bernie Sanders running for president at 74 has done anything, I mean, it's inspired me. I'm stopping saying I'm old, but as we all know as death educators, there's a passing of the torch. And I want to say to all the new people and all the younger folks, the next generation, who's going to write the next great book? Who's going to develop the next great model? It's not finished yet, and the work of death education is going on. And I also want to say also that I think you have to have the perspective that everything we're doing and have done is going to ripple across the generations. It's the person you're counseling, the bereaved person will teach their children. That person will teach their children something about grieving. The person you assist at the bedside to talk to her grandchildren, well then her grandchildren, when they're dying, will be gathering their family around. And so we're changing the culture, we're changing how we live, we're changing how we die and how we grieve, and I think that's a noble enterprise. So I just want to thank you for this award, and I really want to thank you deeply from the bottom of my heart for all that you do. So thank you very much.